again, friends, and welcome to Christ Arena for tonight's broadcast of the University of Michigan women's basketball team's second exhibition game, as tonight the Wolverines go up against the national team from the Netherlands. Doug Karsh and Rich Marion with you from Chrysler Arena for tonight's game between the Wolverines and the Dutch national team. And Rich, obviously another chance for Coach Cheryl Burnett to see her team play. And she talked at length after the first game, the exhibition game, about opportunity to see which of her kids would excel in game-type situations, and a few of them impressed her. Specifically, one that stood out, Rich, was the true freshman Kelly Helvey out of Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah, Kelly didn't get a whole lot of time in the first half of that first exhibition game, but definitely made an impact in the second half. Appeared to be one of the Wolverines' more athletic players. She was real active on both ends of the floor, and appeared to have a good feel for the game, too. Her instincts were excellent, made a couple nice passes in addition to jumping in the passing lanes defensively. So good all-around opening effort from Kelly Helvey, and somebody that's going to, particularly in Cheryl Burnett's system, somebody that's going to definitely get her share of minutes this year, and she's going to have a chance to excel in that system.
All right, setting the starting lineups first for the visitors from the Netherlands. Starting at one forward spot will be Leonie Koij. For the Wolverines, starting at a forward spot will be Tabitha Poole. Starting in the middle for the Dutch team will be Naomi Hallman, 6'2", out of Den Helder. The Wolverines will start Stephanie Gandy at a forward spot out of Detroit Northern, senior, a defensive standout, fast break specialist for this Michigan team. Also for the Dutch will be Roetgerink, that is Marloes Roetgerink, a 6'3" center, who actually played collegiately at Wisconsin. She'll be matched up against the 6'4" Jennifer Smith. Smith, the senior out of Lansing, DeWitt High School, gets the call in the middle, coming off an outstanding performance last time out for the Wolverines when she poured in 29 points. Getting a start for the Dutch will be Hoitzing. Inga Hoitzing, a 5'7" guard. For Michigan in the backcourt will be a junior out of Van Nuys, California, Sierra Hauser-Price. And also starting for the Dutch will be Petra Rutgers, a 5'9" forward out of Barendrecht. And for the Wolverines, Mia Berlin gets the call in the backcourt, the sophomore who is, I guess, under Coach Cheryl Burnett, hoping to become a three-point specialist. Mia Berlin, who's been taking more off the ball, sophomore out of Skavlen, Denmark.
So one little change to the lineup from the first game, Berlin instead of Reams, it appears.
Nikki Reams was hampered with foul problems in that opener.
Mia, I think, gives a little bit, although Nikki's a pretty good offensive player, Mia Berlin's got that three-point range. She knocked down 2 of Michigan's 3 in that first game. Perhaps that range will open things up for Smith a little bit even further down in the paint.
They need something because the Wolverines will probably see plenty of zone defenses this year, considering the fact that their strength is with Jennifer Smith in the middle, a 6'4" All-Big Ten candidate. This Dutch team the Wolverines will be going up against, well, you take a look at them, and you have to think that at some point it's a good barometer for Cheryl Burnett, considering the fact that they have played 2 games against teams out of the Big Ten, losing at Illinois 94-71 and getting absolutely drilled at Purdue 80-34. So Michigan has to be considered a heavy favorite here tonight, but maybe just seeing kind of in roundabout ways how the Wolverines will stack up in the Big Ten.
Another interesting thing tonight, Doug, we're going to be playing with the international three-point line as well as the larger lane, because that's what's going to be used in the preseason WNIT as an experimental situation. So Michigan using that tonight to get a good grasp of it before Saturday's opener against Miami of Ohio.
And again, that's this Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock here at Chrysler Arena. So the Wolverines are ready to go. They're dressed in the home whites. It is Hauser-Price, Berlin in the backcourt, Gandy and Poole up front, and Jen Smith in the middle. And as always in these international games, we beg of you, please be patient with us with the names of the Netherlands national squad. And the tip is won by the Netherlands in the backcourt. It's Hoitzing. Picked up immediately. Wolverines in a man-to-man defense. Sierra Hauser-Price. You see the international three-point line marked out in tape there on the floor. Hoitzing behind the arc, and she walked. The Wolverines will get their first shot.
Yeah, that's been a problem for the Netherlands in their first 2 exhibition games, Doug, and I'm interested to see if it continues tonight. Probably will, considering the defensive pressure Michigan puts on. Netherlands averaging 30 turnovers in their first 2 games on this tour.
Well, the international game officiated differently for sure.
Yeah, that as well. And in fact, right there.
Well, we get a turnover, and Hoitzing coming the other way. Down the right side of the lane, throws one up and directly out of bounds, and they're going to say off the hands of Berlin.
That looked like one of those where it was pretty ugly and he didn't know who to call the foul on, so he
just gave it to
said,
the
you guys
Netherlands.
can just keep the ball.
So to trigger underneath will be Rutgers. Gets it into Hoitzing. Hoitzing in the corner. Underneath, Hallman knocked out of bounds. With 22 on the shot clock.
That's something that's
reset.
Something that's interesting right there. Jen Smith denying and then getting a hand on that. Michigan they challenge every pass at every angle. It's deny, deny, deny.
Cheryl Burnett says she expects her early teams to be in plenty of foul trouble, considering the fact that she really stresses pressure defenses, and that fact she expects her teams to pick up a lot of fouls.
Yep.
She said all her teams get fouls, a lot of fouls early in the season. We saw that first time out.
Yep.
Several Wolverines got up to 4 fouls.
Which is a fine line right there when you're talking about a team that doesn't have a whole lot of depth.
Yeah.
And not as much. Michigan doesn't have as much depth as I think Cheryl's going to want her teams in the future. And you're talking about kids like Poole and Smith in particular who need to stay out of foul trouble.
Gandy going baseline, throws up a wild shot, no good. And here we go the other direction with Rutgers for the Netherlands. Puts it up high to Koij and knocked out of bounds.
Gandy getting after that, not the greatest move on the baseline there, where she missed everything on that scoop attempt, but she came back and got her hand on the ball for the little deflection. And I think deflections is something you're going to see a lot of, Doug, because and they chart it. They chart every time somebody gets their hand on the ball defensively.
So the Netherlands with it. Way up high there is Hoitzing. On the wing, Koij gets a screen from Rodegerink and a shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Hallman, and it's thrown away. 3rd turnover so far for the Netherlands, and here we go the other direction. Here is Hauser Price. Top of the key, Poole. Looking for Gandy and finds her. Wolverine setting the offense. Paramount concern has to be getting touches for that person right there, Jen Smith. Now going baseline is Poole out to Smith. The short jumper is good.
Nice job by Tabitha Poole. Took that ball at the 3-point line, faced up, and went baseline with the left hand. Drew just enough attention, and Jen Smith made a nice move to pop out for the wide open look.
And there's Rutgers going baseline and a charge.
That's going to be key right there with this defense that Burnett likes to run. There's so much pressure on the ball on the perimeter. The help side has got to be there, and it's got to be ready, because right there, Mia Berlin got beat off the dribble simply because she was playing her players so tight out on the perimeter, and Sierra Hauser Price did a nice job sliding under there and drawing the charge.
Rutgers looks hurt, and looks like she is going to check out of the ball game, as well as Hallman and Hoitzing. All right, so there you see Jen Smith's bucket. Wolverines lead 2-0 with 17:48 to go here in half number 1.
Michigan sees zone this trip down from the Netherlands, it looks like.
Here's Hauser Price. Looking for a friend, finds Gandy. Underneath Tab at the pool, and it's the Netherlands basketball.
Yeah, Tab, it wasn't the best entry pass from Gandy, but it looked like Tab let it go on purpose because she thought the Netherlands got a piece of it. And the officials said otherwise.
So here comes the Netherlands. Broering into the lineup. Over to Van Schoenveld. And the shot up from Broering, no good. Van Schoenveld tries to save it. It's on the line and out of bounds.
One little concern early on here, and neither team playing exceptionally well right now, but Netherlands getting a lot of hands on the offensive glass, and for a team that's looks considerably smaller than Michigan, the Wolverines need to be taking care of the defensive glass.
Here's Gandy in the corner. Poole, top of the key, Hauser Price. Zone defense here from the Netherlands. And Gandy's going to hoist a 3 and hit. They're going to say her foot was on the line. There's your international 3-point line. And it's 4-0 Michigan, 16:58 to go in the half.
That's a huge play right there.
Here comes Berlin. Way ahead, trying to find Poole, and it's intercepted. And here we go the other direction. Mason with it. Mason driving, and she throws it away. And Jen Smith comes up with it. And back we go the other way. Track meet is broken out here. Tap at the pool with it. Breaks the arc. Now we'll back it out. 23 on the shot clock. Looking for Smith underneath. And airmails one directly to Koij. I haven't seen a shot clock get down under 20 in the last 6 possessions.
And not only that, it's not because of the defensive pressure. It's just sloppy basketball right now. Bad decisions on both ends.
Ball knocked out of bounds as Tabitha Poole gets her hand in the passing lane. Tab, who has impressed the head coach with her play, says she's a leader on this team, really with her example and the way she brings the effort in practice.
Really played a great game last Tuesday in the first exhibition game in that 78-71 win over Athletes in Action, and 22 points and 12 boards. And those 22 points on only 15 shot attempts, so not only she put up some numbers, she's very efficient.
And we get a foul on Stephanie Gandy on the basketball, and that's the Wolverines' first. Stephanie Gandy, who is a standout defensively, really, and I know that they have high expectations for her.
Yeah, she's typically night in, night out going to draw the other team's best perimeter player, best perimeter scorer. It's going to be an important year for her.
Gandy picks up on Hoitzing there, and we get a turnover, and here comes Tabitha Poole. Across midcourt, on the wing to Gandy. Pull-up jumper is blocked. The 6'3" Rotgerink, and here we go the other direction with Hoitzing. Up to the arc, puts the brakes on. Guarded by Sierra Hauser-Price. In between the circles. Now backdoor cutting off the fingertips of Rutgers, out of bounds. You mentioned the turnovers being an issue for the Netherlands, their first 2 ball games. And right now, through 4 minutes and 10 seconds, they have 8 turnovers. Here comes Hauser-Price. Running the offense. Over to Gandy. Now way up high, Kelly Helvey fresh into the Michigan lineup. Helvey, the freshman, really brought the effort first time out against Athletes in Action. Jen Smith underneath on Rodegerink. Spins into the middle. Jen Smith shot up. No good, but a whistle and a foul, and she will shoot 2.
Yeah, good patience by Jen Smith right there. I think after that Athletes in Action game last week, I think Smitty's so used to the double coming from somewhere. That time she caught in the paint in the post with her back to the basket, waited for the double team, and never came. And she stayed patient and ended up by making a nice move to the left hand, drawing the foul.
So we get free throws. Jen Smith, one of the best free throw shooters in the Big Ten. Last year, 79.6% in conference games. And Jennifer Smith goes to the line and hits on the second. It's 5-0 Michigan. So Wolverines pick it up full court and they get a turnover. Here's Kelly Helvey. Helvey into the lane and tries to get it up to the rack and has it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Michigan basketball, 26 on the shot clock, 15-18 to go here in the first half.
A pretty good move by Helvey right there. Just lost control of the ball and then it went out in the Netherlands. But I think Cheryl Burnett just gave her the pass sign. I think that Helvey's athleticism allowed. She turned that in with her quickness into a 3-on-2, but didn't give it up to Hauser-Price, who might have had the layup.
So here's Gandy in the corner. Stephanie Gandy comes way up high to Tabitha Poole. Back to Gandy. To Poole. 14 on the shot clock. Over to Gandy. She'll hoist a long 2 again, and the rebound comes down to Calderon, just into the lineup there for the Netherlands. Ahead to Rutgers. Back to Calderon. She'll hoist from 3. No good. Great box out there by Jennifer Smith as she trapped 2 Netherlands players underneath the hoop. And the ball comes out now. Helvey will bring it up the floor. Underneath Jen Smith, good entry pass, and Smitty doesn't finish, and you know she wanted that one. Nice entry pass there from Kelly Helvey. The other direction, Hoitzing. Michigan leading 5-0, 14:30 to go in the first half. Top of the key. Now over on the wing, Calderon. Underneath to Rodegerink. And the little hook, no good. Rebound pulled down by Rutgers, however, for the Netherlands, fresh 30. Rodegerink again. And we get a charge.
Nice
Stepping
job by
in.
Helvey, yep.
Yeah, a little help defense. There's the freshman that has impressed the head coach. Well, they might have something there in Helvey. I know they've been impressed with what they've seen so far.
Yep.
And now Sierra Hauser-Price will go to the bench, as will Tabitha Poole. Nikki Reams and Rachel Carney check in. A couple of the Wolverine sophomores. Nikki Reams had foul problems first time out for Michigan. Didn't get a whole lot of minutes. Hope to see a little more of her tonight. Here's Helvey in the corner to Reams. Entry pass, great pass to Smith. Fouled, muscles it up and in. Jennifer Smith finishes, and that right there is running the offense to perfection.
Yeah, that's one of the things we mentioned about Nikki Reams last year. She does so well. Very good instincts, a good passer, and an excellent post entry right there, and a Smitty for the easy one. And this time, unlike the last time, Smitty finished it and drew the foul.
So Jennifer Smith steps to the free throw line where she'll try and convert the three-point play. She has split her 2 free throw attempts here as the Wolverines lead it 7-0, make it 8. 8-zip, Michigan on top, 14 minutes to go here first half, and in the full court pressure, we get a foul. And this one is going to go against the Netherlands.
Yep.
And down on the ground, looking like she's in pain, is Hoitzing.
Yeah, Helvey real physical with her denial right there of Calderon. And on the inbound play, Calderon got frustrated, threw Helvey into, I think it was Hoitzing. And as a result, Hoitzing got banged up a little bit.
Now Mia Berlin will trigger it on the baseline. Looking, and finding Jen Smith. Fresh 30 here for the Wolverines. Way up high, Rachel Carney. Now to Berlin. Here's the 3, and she hits. Mia Berlin with the long scud, and it's 11-zip Michigan, 13:50 to go first half.
Yeah, Berlin now has taken 6 shot attempts in 2 exhibition games, all from the three-point line. She's 3 for 6.
Well, they want to turn her into the three-point specialist. And I tell you what, if she shoots 50% from out there, I would say that qualifies, Rich.
That may be what they're looking for.
Another denial by Michigan. 19 on the shot clock for the Netherlands as you see the 3 from Mia Berlin.
Helvey's really active again, just like she was last Tuesday.
And we get another turnover on the offensive end for the Netherlands. That's their 11th of the ball game, and we are 6.5 minutes in. Berlin to Carney. Back to Helvey. Reams posting up. Now Helvey's going to hoist. No good. Rebound pulled down by the Netherlands. And here they come. It's Broring up the right sideline. Underneath, tries to feed it under there to Hallman. And she gets it. Turnaround jumper won't go, and Jen Smith picks up the foul. So the Netherlands will step to the free throw line for the first time.
This could be the end of the shutout right here.
Wolverines have
Somebody's going to use a
defended
timeout.
the goal solidly, and we do get a timeout with 13:13 to go in the first half. Let's set the numbers now for Michigan. Wolverines led by Jennifer Smith. She's got 6 points. Give 3 to Mia Berlin, 2 to Stephanie Gandy. Michigan 4 of 9 from the floor, 44%. And the Netherlands 0 of 5 and 12 turnovers. And let's take a look at the three-point specialist here, Rich. Mia Berlin.
The way, as good as Jen Smith is, you're going to have somebody that's going to stretch the defense this year. And Mia Berlin probably has as good a range as anybody on the team. I think Nikki Reams can shoot out there, Gandy a little bit, as well as tap the pool. But I think Berlin may have the most consistent stroke from that type of range. And particularly for tonight in the preseason WNIT when you're using the international three-point line, something Mia with her international experience is probably used to. And she had no problem knocking that one down from deep.
Well, she's wearing the face mask, and a practice injury, Rich?
I believe so. Cheryl Burnett's practices are typically pretty physical.
Well, there's one thing that there's no doubt about it. In watching this Michigan team, they lead at 11-0 here, 13:13 to go in the first half. Physically, they look like a different team. They look like a team that spent a lot of time in the weight room.
Yeah.
The kids are cut.
Yep. The strength and conditioning was an area of concern and something they addressed. And one of the things that Cheryl Burnett was extremely pleased with when the kids reported back in August was that it was pretty obvious that every single one of them went home in the summer and did the workouts the coaches gave them because they all tested out just fine when they came back in August, and that was an encouraging sign for her.
Well, we're going to see free throws here from the Netherlands squad for the first time. And it'll be Hallman stepping to the line. Naomi Hallman, who played, of course, you may recall, at Den Helder.
That famous club team.
Yeah, sure. First free throw, no good. And we're trying to see if the Netherlands will get on the board here. Thanks for listening and watching here on mgoblue.com. We'll be with you for a good portion of the season, but the video feeds as we get a violation on the Netherlands, although there's a whole host of players jumping in early. All right, here we go. Wolverines with it, 13:13 to go, and they lead at 11-0 still. Carney over to Reams, far side Helvey. Helvey over to the top of the key. behind the arc. They're screening for Berlin. Free her up, and Helvey has her pass knocked away, and here comes Rutgers. Rutgers going right to the hole, throws it up, no good, and the rebound tapped out of bounds. Michigan basketball. 14 turnovers right now for the Netherlands, and we're at a record pace. And the head coach over there for the Netherlands, Gert-Jan van der Linden, can't be happy.
Not much you can say about that.
No, he looks.
You got 14
he
turnovers.
looks pretty frustrated over
14
there.
turnovers in 7 minutes and a big goose egg.
So the Wolverines with the basketball, 11-0, they're on top. Here's Carney between the circles. Over to the left side, tries to feed Gandy in the corner, and Rutgers gets a hand in a passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Stephanie Gandy will trigger it right in front of the Netherlands bench.
I think, though, you do got to give this Michigan defense and Cheryl Burnett's system a little bit of credit here, though. This is a team that 2 nights ago against Illinois, quality Big Ten opponent that went to the NCAA tournament last year, they put up 71 points. I believe they put up, how many they put up in the second half?
40.
So it's a team that can score a little bit.
So shot clock winds down. Gandy forces one just to get it off. Comes up empty. Hallman the rebound, and here we go the other direction. Netherlands with it. Underneath, they get it to Hallman. Spinning, nice move there. Off the glass, no good. The shutout continues as we are 8 minutes in. Wolverines with it. Berlin up the right sideline. Mia Berlin.
Michigan is contesting everything. Everything is difficult for the Netherlands.
Gandy on the far side. Looks confused. Now gets it to Carney. Seemed to be some confusion over what play they were running. Reams to Berlin. She'll hoist a three. The right-hander comes up short. The rebound tracked down by Jennifer Smith, and she fires it out of bounds.
I think one of the things you see, Doug, in Coach Burnett's system, her offensive system's a lot of motion. And right now the kids are, in the previous years, they ran so many offensive sets. They became a little bit mechanical, and right now it's a little bit more of a free system, and they got to get adjusted to it.
And the Netherlands is on the board. The shutout is over as Rutgers converts. It's 11-2 with 11:30 to go. You know, Rich, I really didn't think they were going to shut them out.
Neither did I.
Here's Carney hoisting a three and hitting. Rachel Carney, how about that?
Not exactly her strength last year, but you know what? As you said in the opener, they're going to see so much zone this year. Some people are going to have to start knocking down shots at some point.
Carney went 2 of 19 as a freshman from beyond the arc. And here comes the youngster out of Flint Powers Catholic, and she walks. Let's take a look at this three, and again, identifying the open player and the zone defense. You'll see a lot of open looks if you're Rachel Carney.
Good skip pass by Mia Berlin right there. Good recognition against that zone. And Carney, to her credit, no hesitation. She was ready to catch and shoot, had herself ready, had her feet set, and looked confident and knocked it down.
Wolverines 2 of 4 from behind the arc. Here's Hoitzing. They enter it there into Van Alten. Now outside the arc, Hoitzing. Shot no good. Rebound, Tabitha Poole for the Wolverines. And here comes the Ann Arbor Huron product. Boy, she's got some jets. Down the lane, finds Gandy and a charge. Well, she's got to use those jets wisely.
Yeah, nice job pushing up by Tabitha Poole right there, but I think instead of going coast to coast with the dribble, she had an opportunity to kick ahead to Helvey, who could have kicked ahead to Gandy. And I think they could have got the ball down the floor a little bit quicker if they used the chest pass as opposed to the dribble. Maybe one thing Coach Burnett's addressing right now. And anytime, whether it's a charge or not, Doug, anytime you go coast to coast and you get in the paint and somebody slides in front of you, you're more often than not going to end up with the charge call.
Well, the Wolverines leading at 14-2 right now. 10:44 to go here in the first half. Our next broadcast comes your way on Saturday. The Wolverines taking on Miami of Ohio in the preseason WNIT. How many teams are in the preseason?
16.
16. So if the victories continue, Saturday.
If Michigan wins, they will play Monday night. They will play the winner of Cincinnati and Liberty. The location will be determined by who has the best attendance in round one. Michigan and Cincinnati are the 2 round 1 hosts, and out of that little 4-team bracket within the WNIT tournament. And should both home teams win, whoever has a better attendance will host round 2 on Monday. And then round 3 probably in all likelihood for the Wolverines be Wednesday.
And where would that be? Campus venue? Okay.
Yes, a campus venue again. A potential team that the Wolverines could meet if they get to round 3 is Rutgers. And again, it would be
solid program.
Yes, very solid program. And again, that would be a potential of another game here at Chrysler or going out to Rutgers.
Sierra Hauser-Price back into the Michigan lineup, replacing Rachel Carney. Michigan on top 14-2, 10:26 to go here in the first half. And the Netherlands struggles to get it in. Here's Hoitzing.
Helvey on the ball right here, guarding the point. This will be interesting.
Let's see what the youngster can do. And we get a turnover almost as Gandy steps on the line as she caught that one. (14-2), Michigan on top, 10:16 to go here in the first half.
I'm not sure what this discussion is. Stephanie Gandy.
She doesn't look pleased, does she?
No, she didn't like the outcome, but.
Hallman in the corner for the Netherlands. She'll take it in the lane, dribble it off her foot. And then Rutgers can't handle the pass, and it's Michigan basketball. That's turnover number 15, so they're well on pace to match their 30 turnover a game average on this American tour.
Yes, they are.
Here's Hauser-Price to Poole to Gandy. Gandy with it, gets a screen. Stephanie Gandy, top of the key. McPhillamy in for Michigan, giving Smith a blow. Top of the key, Hauser-Price. Now Gandy, back to Poole, 10 on the shot clock. Tab at the Poole. One dribble, Helvey. Breaks the arc, moves inside, has her shot blocked by Hallman. Hallman's done that a couple of times to the Wolverines. You'd expect it. She goes 6-2, and then a charge.
I'll tell you what, one thing about Kelly Helvey, she has had a couple turnovers, a couple missed shots, but she is right back down the floor in position defensively and drew a charge right there.
Sometimes freshmen, too, for a coach. Those kids haven't played under anybody else at this level, and sometimes they're easy to sculpt. As we see Helvey step in and draw second time in a game, isn't it? She's drawn a charge.
Yep. Doing a nice job using that quick athleticism of hers to get in front of the basketball, get between the basketball and the basket.
It's going to lead to the charge. Tackles. Here's Gandy on the baseline. She's left open. We'll take it to the hole with a little one-handed floater, and it's good. Stephanie Gandy now with 4 points, and it's 16-2. Michigan on top at the 9:15 mark first half. There's turnover number 17 for the Netherlands.
Nice job by Stephanie Gandy on the other end of the floor. She made an initial left-handed drive to the baseline, and it wasn't available, and as she went through, she kept her dribble, doing a nice job with the left hand, kept her dribble.
Surprise right there. Wow, maybe I'll go back.
And then all of a sudden, as she got to the other side of the floor, things opened back up. She crossed over to the right hand, stayed on the baseline, and hit a nice floater.
Hauser-Price running the show now for Michigan. Here's Gandy to Helvey. Kelly Helvey in the corner, tab at the Poole. Back to Helvey. Only freshman in uniform for this Michigan team. McPhillamy is whistled for the traveling violation, and for the Wolverines, their 9th turnover, which is a lot anyway.
They had 15 in the first half against Athletes in Action, played a much more efficient second half, had 10 assists and only 7 turnovers in the second half of that game.
Stephanie Gandy knocks it away and out of bounds. Hustling hard is Gandy. And Jennifer Smith will check back in for McPhillamy after Smith gets a short rest. And for the Netherlands in is Calderon. Going to the bench is Van Alten. Netherlands right now 1 of 10 from the floor. Michigan has been out-rebounded actually 7 of 5. Here's Hoitzing with it. Guarded by Helvey. Michigan on top, 16-2. Nice pass there, although Calderon can't quite handle it. Now Hoitzing with 4 on the shot clock. Right down the lane, throws it up and in. And the Netherlands now with 4. 16-4, 8:16 to go, first half.
That is one of the ways that you can attack this scrambling defense that Michigan has, is you got to have people that can put the ball on the floor and attack the basket.
There's execution of a set play. Ball bounced right to Gandy, and she finishes. 18-4, 8 minutes to go here, first half.
Coach Burnett draws it up. Smitty hits Poole in the hands. She lets it go through her hands. Gandy picks it up and lays it in.
Little scoop won't go off the hand of Quage, out of bounds, Michigan basketball.
Real good help by Helvey again right there on that weak side. Jen Smith got beat off the dribble on the perimeter, but Helvey right there to make it a tough shot and the Netherlands cannot finish as a result.
Gandy and Smith leading the way for the Wolverines with 6 each. They lead at 18-4 here, 7:38 to go. Here's Gandy with the dribble. Tabitha Poole now underneath Jen Smith. That's where they want to go, and she converts. Right there's how, that actually is how you draw it up.
Yep.
And it is Netherlands basketball. They trail by 16 here. 7:19 to go first half. Here's Hoitzing. Has it knocked away by Hauser Price. In the corner, the Netherlands with it. And we get a foul.
Oh, who's that on?
Looks like it's going to go on Helvey.
I guess so.
Boy, she didn't seem to do much of anything there.
It looked like that screen was pretty late, if not moving, and Helvey's just trying to get through it. Got whistled.
Let's take a look back here. First, Stephanie Gandy.
From Tabitha Poole.
Right there, the tap